Hi, everybody. Welcome to another book club call. And from whichever part of the world you're tuning in, welcome you all. If you're watching us on YouTube, please introduce yourself in the comment box. Let us know from where you are joining today and what you're looking forward for. And if you are joining us on Zoom, you can let us know in the chat box. Please let us know from wherever the world you are right now and how has been your week so far. So without any further delay, let's get into our today's topic, our today's idea. Now, from last 1 month, we have been talking about visualization. We have been talking about how to visualize. We have been talking about the importance of visualization, and we have been talking about, why we need to visualize. And on time to time, I have shared with you the concept, the ideas, the philosophies that can really make a big difference if you start applying them on a day-to-day basis. But over the last few weeks, I've been observing, I've been trying to understand this topic a little bit more better. And I thought, it would be a better idea if I talk to you about the mistakes that most people make when it comes to visualization. And, these mistakes are not only related to visualization, these can be related to any part of your life. These can be related to anything that you're doing or anything that you want to do, or in general, anything, whatever you consider. But the idea is here is to understand that the common mistakes that most people make, and most importantly, understanding how to overcome those common mistakes. We are not going to talk about the mistakes that people make, but at the same time, we will be talking about how to overcome those mistakes, how to get better, at your visualization, and how to just get better results than you are getting right now. So we'll be getting into that into very much details today. I'll advise you to sit with a pen and paper because there might be some ideas, there might be some things that might strike your mind, that might grab your attention, and you may want to make a note of it. All right. So without any further delay, let us just quickly recap whatever we have discussed so far about visualization. All right. Now, why visualization matters. Now, we understood that on the very first week of this book when we started reading it in the book club, that visualization is a powerful tool. If you have goals, that's brilliant. Even if you don't have goals, it's still a big tool for you, because visualization starts with you understanding the way you want to see your life, and then picturing yourself into that vibration, picturing yourself into that energy. And understand that when you picture yourself, when you are imagining yourself into a better position, into a better place, into a better environment, what are you doing at that time is, as soon as you start practicing visualization, as soon as you enter that idea of your mind, you're actually connecting with your divine subconscious mind. You're connecting with the universal intelligence that powers you. You are connecting with that divine source around you that is going to show you clues, that is going to show you, resources. But you have to be strong with yourself. You have to push yourself in the very first place. I know we all want to do certain things in our life, but sometimes it is very important for us to do the things irrespective of however we are feeling in that particular moment. There are going to be times, when you will be feeling shattered. There's going to be time when you will feel lost. There are going to be time when you will feel like that things are not going as you plan, or maybe things are just stand still and you have no clue. Those are the moments which matters the most for every single person, whoever is watching this call right now. Because in those moments, it's your conscious effort to push yourself, to keep going after what matters the most for you. That's what makes the difference. And in some cases, you may not even know what matters the most for you. But understand that even in those moments, it's your effort that will lead to you knowing what matters the most for you. If you know what matters the most for you, you are going to go for it. And even if you don't know what matters the most for you, just try to push yourself into anything that you can. Understand that, universe love motion. In other words, universe love people who are constantly, trying to do something. They're constantly thinking, they're constantly experimenting, they're constantly willing to put in the effort. And if you become that person in motion, if you become that person whose energy is always channelized towards doing something, towards just doing it, irrespective of whatever it is, you're going to start attracting things in a far better way than majority of the people does. So it is very important for you to understand that why visualization matters. First one, it's a very important tool for you to manifestation. And in other words, it's a very important tool for you to even understand what you want in your life. You know, if you're not sure about your goal, or if you have just vague ideas about your goal, you can seek guidance from the universe. You can seek guidance from your subconscious mind, and you can get into that meditative state, and you can just start practicing it. And you will see your thoughts are going to get aligned better. Your mind is going to get aligned better, and you will attract the things that you want to attract, and you will get the ideas that you need. And most importantly, some of you who might be lost, you might get ideas related to what you have to do in your life at this particular moment. Understand that your vision is always going to expand. It's always going to change as you grow in your life. You know, if your vision has been something different 5 years ago, and if you no longer connect with that vision right now, that's absolutely normal, because your vision is an ever evolving thing. And I'm emphasizing this fact before I get into the 3 deadly mistakes that people make with visualization. You know why? Because if we don't understand the basics, we're going to keep making those mistakes again and again and again and again. And we'll be in the doom fulfilling cycle that I really emphasize a lot on. People are in that doom fulfilling cycle where they're thinking the same thoughts, they're behaving like the same persons again and again, and they're getting the same results again and again. You know why? Because they're not changing the basic premises of who they are. And that's what their thinking is. And visualization, it matters because it reprograms your subconscious mind. You know, when you reaffirm certain things about yourself, or when you reaffirm your beliefs, you're changing your beliefs. You're no longer going to recognize yourself with your old self. And what you're doing here is that you're trying to build that new self of you. And when you build in the principle of visualization into your daily habitual way, you're reprogramming your subconscious mind at that time. And when you're reprogramming your subconscious mind, you are rewriting your reality. And when you're rewriting your reality, you're expanding your consciousness, which is going to make you believe that further more things are possible for you. And then the third and the most important thing why visualization matters, it's aligning your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Because when you understand that, you know, if your mind is not in your control, and if you are in control of whatever is happening in the outer world, you're never going to be practicing or experiencing these magical powers in your life. You know, a person who is still, a person who has a power over his mind, a person who has a control over his mind is the one who is going to experience these magical powers of the universe. And the moment you get into the trap of letting yourself to be controlled by the outer world, that means if something happens in the economy, for example, let's say, you know, the economy is going down, the share market is going down, and you're letting that to control your thinking, and you're letting that to control what you're going to do in your business. Or let's say anything changes in your life, which was not, let's say you haven't expected it, and then you're letting that thing to take control of your thinking. And then you're letting your thinking to take control of your emotions, and you're letting your emotions to take control of your action. The moment you change your thoughts and action, any one of them, you change the emotions. Understand that it works both ways. Normally, you know, people say that, oh, I need to think positive, I need to think positive. Sometimes you just have to act positive. Because when you act positive, it's a physical trigger. Understand that every physical trigger has an emotional reaction. When you move your body, when you physically trigger yourself to do something that you may not even want it to do, that's when you're actually triggering your brain also. And that trigger can lead you to get into a better position. That trigger can lead you into building something better for yourself. And that's why I said visualization matters the most. And sometimes it's the action that matters the most as well. Action, even action is a form of visualization. When you're acting, somehow, you know, either you consciously accept that or not, but when you are taking an action, you're demonstrating a deep belief in your own abilities to achieve something. There are many people who are struggling, you know why? They are great people. They have education, they have degrees, they have knowledge, they have everything that they need. Sometimes they even have the resources they need. You know why they are stuck? Because they're not taking action. And at the same time, there are people who have none of these things and they're just taking action and they still fails. Why? Because they're just taking action. So understand that it has to be a balance of both in order for you to get better in your life. It has to be a balance of both in order for you to achieve success that you want. So you have to, some days you have to act in order to raise your vibration. Other days you may not even have to force yourself. But on some days you have to literally force yourself to act, because every single day is different. Some days you will just be aligned, you wake up and you're feeling good, you're doing your morning routine, whatever it is, you're getting into your action, and everything is going to fall into place. On other days, you might feel like, what the hell has happened with my life? And on that days, you have to push yourself. On that days, you have to really, really kick yourself out of the bed. And that's when I said, action leads emotion, just as emotions lead actions. Actions can trigger thoughts and thoughts can trigger actions. It's both way. And you have to realize that. Now, let's move forward and understand the 3 mistakes people make when it comes to visualizing their goal. Now, the first and the far most important and the biggest mistake that people make is, they think about what they want in their life. They think about that they want more money. They think about they want a better job. They think about they want a better relationship, or they think about they get into a better house or whatever it is. But they never ask themselves why they want it. If they want more money, why they want it. If they want a better relationship, why they want it. Or if they want a better house, why they want it. If they want a better job, why they want it. Understand that no matter how clear your goal is, if your why behind that is not stronger, the chances of you achieving that goal are very slim. And your motivation for that goal is going to be even slimmer. For example, people visualize money, people want to earn more money. But when you're visualizing money, that does not create any emotions. But what you will be doing with that money, that creates emotions, For example, let's say if next month you earn 10 times more than you have earned last month, what difference it will make in your life? Now that's where your why come into place. When you start thinking about, okay, why I want to earn more money. I want to earn more money because I want to provide better comfort to my family. I want to provide better service to my community. I want to grow my business. I want to expand my business. Or maybe I want to make some new investment into my business. I want to buy a new gadget. I want to just explore certain things. I want to take a vacation. You see, all these reasons, small, doesn't matter how small or big they are. They're the reasons behind what you want. So you might have a desire, you might have a purpose, right? But your desire without a purpose is confusion. So your purpose is your reason. And understand that there's always a reason. There is always a reason. Doesn't matter how silly it seems to you. We want to make money because we all want more money, right? And your reason can be your own reason. Like for someone, they want they want to make more money because they want to provide something better for their family. Or for someone else could be they want to make more money because they want to get a better car. Or for somebody else is they want to make more money because they just want a freedom in life. Or for someone else, they want to make more money because they want to invest into a new project. Whatever is your why, that doesn't make a difference. But there has to be a why. And when you don't have a why, there's a lack of emotional connection. And that what weakens the manifestation. Let's go back to the same idea of money. When people don't know why they want to make money, they don't have strong emotions. If they don't have strong emotions, they will procrastinate. They will not do the things that they know how to do. They will, for example, let's say someone into sales, and they know if they want to make more money, they have to make more sales. And if they're not emotionally involved with that idea, why they want to make more sales, they will be procrastinating calling people. They will be procrastinating going and doing the sales meeting. They will be procrastinating going and talking to someone, selling their products, selling their services. Or let's say someone into any other form of work, right? And whatever is the reason for them not doing it, but understand that the major reason behind why your visualization does not work is that you're thinking about having a better life. You're thinking about doing something better, but you're not thinking about the why. And everything comes at a price. Understand that. There is no such thing as something for nothing in this world. There are no free lunches. Everything has a price to be paid. And you must decide the price that you have to pay for what you want to achieve. Nobody else can decide that price for you. So decide what you want, but at the same time, decide why you want it. What is the price that you're willing to pay? Maybe the price may be letting go of something that you really love. It could be a habit that you really loved, but then you know you have to let it go. For example, someone wants to be an athlete and they have a habit of drinking and smoking. And maybe they love drinking and smoking, but if they want to be a better athlete, they have to let it go. They have to let it go. But once you have a clarity of why, that activation, the passion and the persistence. Otherwise, it will be like a hit and miss game. You may try it, you may miss it, and then you try it again, you miss it again. You try it again, you miss it again. But the person with the passion will keep trying it, and they will make it happen. Why? Because they know the reason. They know the reason. Now, let us understand this on the diagram of the mind, because I always tell people, it's very important for you to understand the diagram of the mind. If you don't understand it, things can go a little bit wayward. So that's our mind. Let this big circle represents your mind. Let this small circle represents your body, right? Now we know that your mind is divided into two parts. You have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind, and your mind and body, they are connected with each other. All right. And then we have this dumbbell shape element here, which is called as your brain. And also we have what we call as these 5 little antennas here, which are your sensory factors: see, smell, hear, taste, and touch. And that's your body. Right there. That's your brain. This is your conscious mind, and this is your subconscious mind. Now understand that when I say, what do you want? Now, before we get into that, understand that 5% of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis are controlled by your conscious mind. But 95% of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis are controlled by your subconscious mind. And if you find yourself getting into a loop, where you find it very difficult for you to, do something, or you find yourself just getting stuck, understand that it is a subconscious pattern that has been developed, which is holding you back, which is telling you all kind of reasons why it's not worthy to do it, why it's going to be a waste of time, why it doesn't matter, why it doesn't make any shift. And this is where you have to evoke the conscious effort to make the move. Remember what I said, action can trigger emotions, just like that emotions can trigger action. It's a both way. It's a both way. It's not just a one way. So the first step for you here is to understand, obviously, what can be, it doesn't have to be very specific. It can be just as like you want to improve your life. And the moment you start thinking about why you want to improve your life, you start thinking about the reason that, if you get better, this will change. If you get better, this will change. The moment you start connecting with this why at the subconscious level, you will see that there will be an alignment between the conscious and the subconscious mind. And this alignment is going to help you find the answer. This alignment is going to provide you the solution. This alignment is going to provide you the ideas from the universe. And then when you take on those ideas and you apply those ideas into your life, you will see results. You will see changes. You will see things happening. And this is where most people are stuck. They are thinking what they want, or they're not thinking what they want, and they're just randomly going in their life. If a person thinks about just the one thing they want to improve in their life, and that they think about the reason, and do not say to yourself, I don't know the reason. You know the reason. But in your head, you're thinking whether it's the right reason or wrong. No reason is right reason or wrong reason. It's a reason at the end of the day. Your reason to earn more money could be anything. And your reason doesn't have to be the same as mine. My reason doesn't have to be the same as yours. At the end of the day, I have to have a reason. And if you're saying that, no, I don't know, you're lying to yourself. You're simply not thinking enough. Or you're simply just rejecting whatever the reason is coming onto your screen of your mind. But somehow deep down in your heart, you know the reason, you know why you want it. It's just like the fact you're not making a firm decision enough. And if you're making a firm decision enough, there are going to be challenges, there's going to be a problem. And maybe unconsciously you have that feeling that you're not ready to talk it on. You're not ready to maybe face those things. But how you will go further then? So you really, really have to get rid of that idea from your head, and you have to move forward. And that's how you are going to grow. That's how you're going to get better. That's how you're going to learn the things that you have to learn. There's no other way around. The second point is very, very important. Most people, when they decide what they want, or they just start doing certain things, or they just start experimenting with your goals, or they just start practicing some of the things here and there, and then they keep letting doubts creep in. Somebody might have started thinking about they want to get richer, and then they start letting the doubts to creep in. Oh, I cannot be rich. It's going to take me too many years. It's going to be a lengthy process. Okay, then what's the other way around? Are you going to just waste your life not even trying for it? It's better to try for it rather than just wasting your life and sitting still. It's better to try for it. It's better to give it a go. It's better to really, really give yourself the best effort or the shot you can give at it, instead of doing it the other way around. Give your best at it. Now, doubt is going to be a common thing for you to doubt yourself. Understand that, because we have been programmed that way. We have that subconscious paradigms in our mind. And those paradigms are really, really sneaking and back again, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Paradigms are trying to fight with us. We want to do something, paradigm wants to give us the excuse. We want to go for it, and then paradigm is giving us the excuse. No, that's not the way. And this is where we have to really, really get into this. Letting the doubt creep in. Doubt weakens the mental image. Understand that. As soon as you entertain a doubt, what you're doing is you're letting an energy to be in your mind, which is not conducive for the growth of your goal, which is not conducive for the fulfillment of your goal. So what you have to do is, instead of that, build faith, build courage. And I must say, build courage. Courage is opposite of conformity. And when you have that doubt coming in, there's a mixed energies, Like, for example, you have the doubt and fear in your conscious mind, and that fear is fighting with the paradigms. I'll show you that in just a moment from now on the screen, with the conscious and the subconscious mind, what happens when we entertain the doubt. But we all know that as soon as we entertain the doubt, we start feeling low. We start feeling vibrationally, we start feeling very low. And we start experiencing like, oh, maybe no, that's not for me. That's not for me. Confidence must match the clarity. If you want better things in your life, you got to be confident. Now, let us see what happens when we allow the doubt to creep in. So that's our mind here. Conscious and the subconscious mind. That's our body. We have this brain. These sensory factors, see, smell, hear, taste, and touch. Now, what happens is that, let us understand that we all have this paradigm in our conscious mind. And this is a paradigm that makes us to doubt ourselves. The paradigm creates doubt and worry at the conscious level. And then that doubt and worry is expressed in the form of fear at the subconscious level. And when that fear is in the subconscious level, now they're in sync. The paradigm and the fear, they are in sync with each other. And what happens is that this keeps you in bondage then. When I say this keeps you in bondage, that means if you have this X idea in your conscious mind, that is doubt and fear, you are having X idea in your conscious mind. However, your goal was Y. What happens is you end up getting the X results. Why? Because you have let the doubts to creep in. Instead of that, what would you have done is you would have started thinking about a Y type idea. Now the Y goal, that is a goal vibration. However, you're having an X paradigm in your subconscious mind. And you know what's going to happen is then, this YG, that is the Y goal, is going to fight with the X paradigm at the level of the subconscious mind. And when that fight begins, you are going to get uncomfortable. You will feel that you are really doing something that you have never done before. And when you are getting uncomfortable right here at the subconscious level, and if you keep pursuing with this Y type idea, that is your goal, and you understand what we have explained to you in the previous chapters about auto-suggestion, and you really stick to these principles, you know what's going to happen? This Y type idea is going to escape, and you will get programmed with this. Sorry, that X type idea is going to escape, and you're going to get programmed with the Y type goal idea. And then this is going to trigger the vibration. This is going to trigger change your results, your circumstances, your situation, your environment, ultimately your results. But it all happens because in the very first place, you have to be strong enough. If you're not strong enough, it's not going to happen. You're going to stuck. You'll be stuck. You'll be stuck for the rest of your life. And then the last and not the least, the mistake number 3 that most people make is waiting for resources instead of getting resourceful. The more you wait, the more you delay the momentum. How many times you have observed that you have started working on a project, and on the very first day you was really excited? You have started writing a new book, or you have started writing a new article, or you have started going after a new challenge, whatever it is. And then as soon as you break the momentum, things get delayed. Understand that the more you wait for the best resources to arrive, you're delaying your momentum. You're never going to have best resources, because there is always be something better to get. For example, you started your online business and you just have a laptop, and you're waiting for getting a new laptop, getting for a new camera before you start recording the videos. And when you have the new laptop and the new camera, and then you're thinking about, oh, maybe this is not the perfect one, I should go for another better one. And then you're waiting for that one, and that wait never ends. We are living in a world of technology, and technologies are always expanding and advancing. So you will never have the perfect resources. And you should never even wait for perfect resources, I must say. In my opinion, I will say that start from wherever you are with whatever you have, and do whatever you can. People are stuck because they're not fulfilling this philosophy. People are stuck because they're not really living with that philosophy. People are stuck because they're really, really delaying things. They are really waiting for something on the outside to change before they can change something on the inside. And that is the worst way, my dear friends. Understand that action creates clarity. Action attracts clarity and support. And visualization works best with motion. So do not wait for the things to change. You change yourself. Do not wait for the things to get better. You make things better. You do the things that you can do. You take that first action you have to take, and you go after what is matter most for you. So understand that if there is no reason for you, there's going to be no fire. Doubt disrupts energy, and waiting kills momentum. So I'll encourage you, take an action, take a call today, right now, with yourself, that you're going to make a change, that you're really going to do things that you know you have to do. Even if you don't know, just do the first thing, whatever that comes to your mind. It could be a small action. A small action builds momentum. When I started doing these book club calls, now, this book club has been long time ago in making. And when I came to UK, the book club's call has been disturbed. I had a difficult time finding time for these calls, to running these calls. And I was always having challenges. But then from the last 1 month, I made the decision, whatever happened, I'm not letting it go. It doesn't matter how many of you shows up. I don't care, because I only care about putting this message out in the universe. Now, when I'm putting this message out in the universe, I know this is going to reach to someone who really needs it. So connect with your why. My why is to really keep sharing this information, get better at it, learn more about it, and really, really get into the idea of bringing this information in front of as many people as I can. And I'll encourage you, do the same. Think about your goal. What does that, something very important to you, something that you really wants to do, something that you and you only really, really wants to do, something that matters the most, my dear friends. Think about it, go for it, and make it happen. And these are my final thoughts from today's call. In the end, I will say, take care and just keep living the life the way you want to live and never, ever stop. And I'll see you next week. Take care.